We've already had too much fun, and I see from the audience already that people have taken artistic license with these things already. And you know, I just cannot tell you how quickly we want to get through this. So let's drag it out for as long as possible. Now, today we've got what, 10 people, 12 people in the audience, and we've got a whole bunch of pumpkins. First off, I just want to show you some of the pumpkin carving tools and things that we got right off the bat so that we can go ahead and see. We do have these wonderful pumpkin carving kits that people have bought, and you can buy them online as well. But essentially, what I've purchased was this actual pumpkin carving saw that we have, and if we hold it up here, you can see it's a nice little saw for cutting pumpkins. They have both a fine and a coarse blade right there. And it's great for doing fine detail. Don't ever use a knife on a pumpkin. If you use a knife on a pumpkin, a knife doesn't take the pumpkin away. It actually wedges right in there, and it can be really dangerous. So don't ever use, if you're going to use something, use a chainsaw. Because at least a chainsaw will cut something out. A knife just gets wedged in there, and then you're really in trouble. And we've got a whole bunch of templates we're going to be using today as well. And here's a whole bunch of fantastic ones that, of course, I did, including, I didn't do this one, but it was online, so we'll have to do this one as well. We have pumpkins here. We're going to be doing both pumpkin carving and we're going to be doing surface carving as well. We've got these little surface carvers that you can buy, and you can see these little surface carvers have a little blade on them in both a little square and a little triangle area that allow you to just do surface carving on a pumpkin. And I did a quick little rendition of this one right here, and you can see that we can take this and actually do surface carving. So everybody that's out there that wants to like dig into their pumpkin right away, we do have some surface carving things here, so you may want to forego the sharp objects and just do the surface carving instead. So those are our tools that we're going to be using today. And right off the bat, I want to show you one thing that Adam even said today, because I never knew we could actually do this. We've got this beautiful pumpkin right here. Oh, by the way, this is my screaming pumpkin right there. I kind of like it. Right off the bat, I'm going to start with this pumpkin, and I'm not going to cut out the top of this pumpkin to clean it out, because if you've ever put a candle inside your pumpkin, you light the candle, and then you burn yourself as you put it in. You try to light it, try to put a light inside there, cut out the bottom of the pumpkin. Then you can set it on a candle, you can set it on a light, you can set it on anything, and it looks just fine. And so with this, I'm just going to start right off the bat here, and just go in, and just saw the bottom of my pumpkin off. Well, yeah, if you have a big enough pumpkin, you can just cut this hole out and stick it right on your head. We always have troublemakers in the audience. This is why we do a live thing like this. And Patricia's sitting right close to the door, so we can usher her out at a moment's notice. I already see she's taken the templates, and her pumpkin looks like it has already exploded. And if you try to pull these things out to begin with, it doesn't really work. You need to kind of push them in. We're going to get to power tools. We've got to do the hand tools first. We've got to do that stuff. Yep. I'm going to pull this out right here. And go ahead, folks. You can start ripping the good stuff out here. Another thing, scoop out the inside. They do have those little plastic scoops that come with a kit there. I like this ice cream scoop that has a kind of a flat end to it. And this is an awesome scraper to go in. And what I do is I just go in and I start with the pumpkin upside down here, and I literally just scoop right from the bottom and just kind of scoop right up the sides here. And it makes it super easy to go and pull everything right out. When we were kids, we used to take the garden hose and fill this up with water and just kind of blast everything out of there. I'm sure you could do pumpkin carving with a pressure washer. Ooh, wouldn't that be great? I should have brought that in. And by the way, folks, this pumpkin that we have here, it all looks nice and shiny on the front, but the back of it here has some really nice road rash on it, and we're actually going to use this side. You know, nature is a wonderful thing, and everybody wants perfect pumpkins, and yeah, don't we all? Well, embrace the naturalness of it, and we're going to go in, and we're going to do some fantastic stuff with abnormal pumpkins. Because if you thought this was a normal pumpkin carving class, there's no way. There's no way at all. And by the way, we're broadcasting live from Digital Studio 1P today. I mean, it's pumpkin carving. What is the name of our digital studio? Any ideas?
I don't know. Maybe we should ask the internet.
I think they should name it, since this is
studio be.
My pumpkin doesn't want to give up all its goodies. Good grief. I prepped a whole bunch of pumpkins beforehand, and I should have, I'm glad I did, because how's everybody else doing out there? Carvingly? Okay.
Jason, people are suggesting Studio Bacon.
Yep. Studio 1B.
Studio Pumpkin. Kick Pump Studio.
Okay.
Studio
Rotate, there you go.
Studio B8 Con.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Okay. Now I want to put my template on here. And for years, my parents used to make us trace the template on here or use the pen or something, like a permanent marker. And I'm just going to take these, and you can tape these on if you want to, but I'm just going to kind of lay it over. See, this is the perfect one for a road rash pumpkin. I mean, look at that. Find the place where it looks really awful and evil. You can tape it on there, but my hands are all wet. Then I'm going to use this little, what's called a pounce wheel. It's a little wheel that's got these little bumps on it, and the pumpkin carving kits have these. And these are for transferring the template right onto your pumpkin, so that you don't have to put the template on there and then carve all around the pumpkin. So all the kits have them, and I'm just going to run right over these areas here with this little pounce wheel. For those of you that do sewing, you know exactly what this is, or sign making. We use these. And I'm just going to transfer the template kind of roughly onto my pumpkin here. Pokes nice little holes in it so I can see where I need to carve that out. And of course, since this one has road rash on it, it's hard to kind of get this to work right. And also too, folks, just because the template is made one way doesn't mean that you can't cut it apart and reposition these things and take some creative license with it. I know Patricia already has. So if you don't like something, cut it apart, put it back together in a different way here.
Jason, can we borrow your knife? Really?
Why?
Oh, ours are angled, they won't go in.
Well, sure, why not? Well, you know what? If you borrow my knife, I won't have anything to cut with
Okay,
except...
never mind.
So Jason, I have a couple questions for you from the internet.
Yes.
Midgem is asking, would you still have opened the bottom if the stem was bigger? Most stems would break if you put them upside down on the table like that, so I'm not sure how to handle it.
Well, I don't know what the deal is with stems, that people want to have the stems. I always cut the stems off. I'm not really sure why people like the stems, but yeah, you can. Now you can always do a custom-built table too that has a hole in it that you can flip it over if you're really going to get in there.
I think I actually was not on audio there, so
Oh.
I'm going to ask you that question again. Would you have still opened the bottom if the stem was bigger? Most stems would break if you put them upside down on the table, so I'm not sure how to handle that. Thanks.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm overly big on the stems. I always take the stems off anyway, but it's to each his own. You can always lay it on its side here and cut the bottom out. And when you're cutting too, make all your cuts first, and then when you're done, knock out those sections. Because if you start knocking out the sections first, it kind of weakens the pumpkin, and you have more of a chance of kind of damaging your pumpkin. Because there's nothing worse than getting right to the very end of your pumpkin and having the whole thing implode. You guys
Another
having fun out
question.
there?
Jason, another question from the internet is someone's wondering if you can use an X-Acto knife, or was asking if you were using an X-Acto knife.
No, I wasn't using an X-Acto knife. I don't like to use knives at all to cut through this. I always want to use a saw, because a saw will actually take away sections of the pumpkin. A knife just simply splits it, and you run the risk of wedging things in there. And once you wedge it in there, you can slip and really cut yourself badly. So a knife is much more controlled here. And you're not going to hurt yourself as bad if you slip, because then you'll have to cut repeatedly to hurt yourself. Now, there's a very good reason to buy the professional kits, because as people out there are noticing now, the nice little plastic ones, while they're great and everything, if you're going to be doing this on a mass scale, 40, 50, 60 pumpkins, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because one is never enough, getting this professional kit is quite nice. And you can find these online everywhere, and they run about 15 or 20 bucks for the set. This is one of the reasons why I like this ice cream scoop, is because once you cut out the top or the bottom, I use the end of it to bash its brains in, because it's really tricky to get out, because whenever you try to do the top and you cut it like that, you kind of have to pry it out and all the little innards kind of stick in there. So.
Well, Jason, on Twitter and in the chat room, people are loving this.
Good.
So having a blast.
So here we go. Well, there we go, folks. There we have Road Rash Pumpkin. Right there. Looks pretty good. It's got some nice indentations there as well. And if you actually wanted to have more fun with this, this is what the surface carving does. If you want to put some more scars on it, this is really cool. We'll use the square notch right here. We can actually go, and if we want to put a nice scar across here, we could just go in and, pull right across here, pull that out. And, put some nice, put a nice scar right across there.
Jason, Grizz DJ is asking, could a drywall or keyhole saw be used?
A drywall saw would work great. A drywall saw is really aggressive and it's very wide, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. That would be good for a wider cut. But that's okay. There's Road Rash Pumpkin there. So we got some holes right through there, and now you can just put it right on a light source here and light it right up. Isn't that great? Fantastic. And I know one of the things that people came for is power tools. So, yeah. So, doing power tools is really good. And we have to get into power tools. Oh, this is a really nice one. So this one, we could definitely use power tools for this. Just tape this on here, make it really nice and easy to. So do we have any cameras for the audience to see just what's, now's not a good time? Well, we have Patricia over here who is, having quite the good time, and she's got 2 different colored socks on, so you could just imagine what she's doing. Okay. That's one of the things with the live experience. It is live, folks. So did everybody expect to get this kind of exercise? Yeah.
Jason, Adam in the chat room would like to know how deep you have to make the surface cuts for them to appear.
Well, actually, these are about, I'd say, 3/8 of an inch deep. If you want to see that, you can see the little cutter here. And that little cutter is about 3/8 of an inch deep, and it cuts out little sections. That's about the width of the section right there. It's kind of like a really small French fry. And it's nice because it just glides right along the surface with the plastic here. And then they actually make these kits here that have fluorescent paint that you can put in here that fluoresces under black light. So you can go in and you can paint the surface cut areas, and it makes the pumpkin last a lot longer. Not that, longevity of pumpkins is what I'm going for, but. There's nothing like trying to put a template on a surface that's not flat nor even.
Here, this might help. There.
Okay. There we go.
Jason, G Blink in the chat room is wondering if you're going to talk about how to make pumpkins last longer.
How to
so they
make pumpkins
don't
last
mold.
longer? Well, there's a couple things online that
shrivel.
show you how you can make them last longer. You can actually put denatured alcohol on them and then paint them with a clear finish. The denatured alcohol sucks out the moisture, and then the clear finish will help preserve them as well. The surface carving also does that too. It keeps it so that it doesn't rot from the inside, and so that also helps. For those of you that want to see power tools, I mean, this is a battery charger, but we have a nice little reciprocating saw, and this works really good too to get things started. You can do like a little skill saw or a little like a hole saw or something like that. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you start this first before you actually give it some power. And then just put it right in through here. And see, look at that. So it's just like being in the operating room. Ah, how nice is that? Look at that. Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
I know. That sure would have helped.
I'll just trim this away from the mouth a little bit more so we get more of a straight opening in here.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, use the power tool. It works better.
Sure. Want to use this one? Yeah. There you go. There's a safety on it if you can. If you can't get it, let your kids. Yeah. Well, have your kids ever seen power tools, Craig?
Jason, I have a question
Yep.
from Grizz DJ.
Yep.
Is there a trick to keeping the cuts somewhat perpendicular to the surface of the pumpkin so they don't start wide at the surface but end up too narrow on the inside?
It's actually just the technique. It's very difficult to judge because, as you see what I'm doing, I'm not keeping the knife right flat with this. I'm actually going straight down into the pumpkin as if I'm looking into the pumpkin. So, yes, because the typical thing is people always want to carve it at a slight cant to it so that it makes it difficult to get stuff in or out.
So, Jason, can I just say, this is Craig, I'm never carving a pumpkin the same way again after doing that with the power tool. That was so much faster than any pumpkin I have taken the top off of.
Well, here we have a screaming pumpkin. Now, here's a really cool thing to do as well. A lot of people just go in and carve the front of their pumpkin in here, but you don't have to do that. If you want to do something so that you can have light like shining through, I'm going to carve something on the back of this pumpkin so that you can actually see it. And I'm going to write it backwards right here. And I'm just going to write the word boo through here backwards because, why not? And what better way to get circles but go in and get a nice little hole saw here. And there's nothing like power tools to really make your life easy. That's a bit too big here. Here we go. We're going to get a nice little hole saw. Hook it up to the drill. There we go. And just make sure you can spell backwards correctly. And we're just... Oh, look at that. Oh, how nice is that?
Wow.
Good grief. Because if you're going for perfect circles, this is great. You ever want to have eyes in the back of your head? There you got them. Okay. Then I'll just write the letter B backwards here. There we go. So now hopefully when you light that, you can look through there and see the, should kind of light up the other way. What a mess. Can't quite see that through there, but move that over to the side.
So Jason, I'm asking people out there who are watching
Yep.
to take some photos themselves if they are carving pumpkins along with you right now, and post those
Absolutely.
to Twitter with the hashtag #AskHoppe, or send it directly to @creativeLIVE.
Yeah.
We want to see what you're doing.
I want to see crazy stuff. Look at that one. I really wanted to do this one. Kind of inspired by Monsters, Inc. here.
Jason, do you have any go-to candles that you like to use?
You know, I'm more of an electric person.
Yeah.
And I do have, and I was going to show this later, but I do have glow sticks. So these little snap glow sticks that you use for going out and trick-or-treating with, you can do those and put them in the pumpkin, which is really good. Black light works really good. I used to take those kind of large bulb Christmas lights and put them in there.
Oh, that's a good idea.
One time I used a drill and just drilled random holes and then put the little white twinkle lights inside the holes.
Yeah.
With
Oh, that's
all
perfect.
the-
Yeah. You can also take one of those little ceramic Christmas trees and just shove it up inside the hole of the pumpkin too, and do that. And don't be afraid. There's a lot of battery lights out there, like those LED lights, that you can kind of put colored saran over, so that you get different lights coming out of the pumpkin instead of actually doing different lights. And another way of doing this is, if you ever want to really have fun for cutting out different angles and details, is you can use this like RotoZip, and it's got a drywall bit on there for cutting out around light switches and things like that. And it looks like a drill, but it actually has edges on the whole thing, not just on the tip. And so you can actually go through and use this as kind of like we did with the saw here. And instead of trying to do the saw, we can just go in and use this. It makes a lot of noise, but boy, is it sure fun, because if you don't destroy things while you're making pumpkins, yeah. Let's see where we are here. Now, the only thing with this is that it kind of makes pumpkin puree when you're doing this. And but what the heck. Kind of looks like a tattoo, doesn't it? You have to buy a little bit longer bit, because this didn't quite go through, because some of these pumpkins are quite thick. Yep.
So before the class, how many pumpkins did you carve for practice?
Absolutely none. Because one of the things is that, I've worked with wood and stuff like that for so long that you know all the tools and you know exactly what they're going to do. And the only real trick is just getting the templates to look good, or getting the templates, period. So, like every other class I teach, I know nothing about what I'm doing until I actually get in there and I find out. Which is pretty much how it works.
Yeah.
Jason, really cool. Robin, one of our loyal followers in the
Yes.
chat room, she'd like to know if you got her email with some of her photo ideas.
Oh,
Pumpkins.
absolutely. I didn't know it was from Robin, but it was all those fantastic pumpkins.
Yes.
Yes. And we are going to have some place to post those, correct? Because we're going to have people send their stuff in of what they're...
Well, we're asking folks just to send in to @creativeLIVE on Twitter using the hashtag AskCopy.
Man, this was a really thick pumpkin. Yep. Sometimes you just got to take these things out in sections because they just don't come out. Were you trying to do one single cut on the entire thing, Patricia?
Of course. And it's 3 inches thick,
Yes.
and I am,
Well, you know, you did have choice of pumpkin, so I can't, yeah.
no sympathy, huh?
Right, out of all the ones, you had to choose a difficult one, so I
Of
totally
course.
understand.
I was preserving everyone else's sanity.
If they came to Creative Live pumpkin carving, I question that completely.
So I think at the end, unfortunately, we don't have a camera we can bring around and show people. So I think at the end, everyone should bring their camera up and let Jason show it off.
Pumpkin? Yeah.
What did I say?
Camera.
Yeah, you should bring your camera. Yeah, would you please bring your camera up? Yeah, no, bring your pumpkin up and let Jason show it off. You've only had to create one. How many has Jason created so far?
7.
Of course, you didn't bring. Exactly, you didn't bring power tools for everyone. And I was thinking during the lull here, because I've been watching the chat room and I'm getting a lot of tweets, people are just loving this. This is a really fun inaugural. Folks, this is a brand new studio. I would love it if you started shooting us ideas for classes you'd like to see in this place. And actually, the ones that would be most interesting were the ones you send us over Twitter, because those are the ones that actually will stick around in the chat room. They'll kind of evaporate. Ken will grab a few, but if you want to @CreativeLive with ideas for classes, we're always listening.
Yeah, we're always up for something crazy.
Leslie Lee's photo says, yes, loving this class. Design Girl 1977, great way to spend a Friday. Rio has a tip. For flat template, round pumpkin, tape top cut slits in the paper about halfway down from the top at a 45-degree angle toward the top. Thanks for that tip.
That sounds so technical. It works, yeah, because when you get a very round pumpkin, you can't really get through it very well. There we go. I'm going to call this one Carol.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're looking good here. So we got road rash, and we've got the screaming pumpkin here, and then this one, the tired one. What's that? This one? It's just all using texting characters. See? Yeah. So it's not lame at all. No, see, this is what we do here at Creative Live. It may seem like we don't know what we're doing, but I actually went through and created several templates with just texting characters, just in case anybody, some mom would download them and be like, hey, let's do this, and their 15-year-old daughter would be like, F. And then she'd download these really cool texting ones, and then she'd get all her friends together and do nothing but pumpkins that are, templates with texting. Hey, we'll do anything here for an audience. I can tell you that.
Thinking so.
So I'm going to try one of these with surface carving so that we can see how the surface carving actually works.
Jason, we also later have a request if we can see what the smallest pumpkin looks like. You said what it was, but they can't really tell.
The smallest pumpkin?
Did you have a the small pumpkin
this one?
over there?
This
Yeah.
is my screaming pumpkin. I just cut out its mouth and just left its tonsils in there. Yeah.
My brother did a cannibal pumpkin once with a giant pumpkin and a little mini
Pumpkin. Oh, isn't that great?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, we could do one of these with a donut.
Oh, no.
Good one.
There we go. Orange on orange, you really can't see it, but okay, whatever. We can zoom in on it.
So Jason,
Yeah.
as I've been walking around, there's been a couple requests for your unused power tools, if I could circulate them. Are there any power tools you could give up for a few minutes?
Yeah, you guys want to use here you go. You can go ahead and use this one. Yeah. You want to hand that over? Here. Run with it. If you have something sharp with it in this class, run with it.
Jason, I have another question
Yeah.
from the chat room in Mississippi. Is asking, would a jigsaw attachment for a Dremel work?
Oh, it would be absolutely great. Yeah, you could use a jigsaw. I'm just using a little battery-powered reciprocating saw. If you have a really thick pumpkin, you can use a corded reciprocating saw. Circular saws don't work very well, but I'm sure chainsaws do.
Thought you were bringing one of those.
Yeah, I was going to, but then I also had my machete as well, and I thought,
Oh.
oh my gosh, that would be pretty cool too.
It's a pretty great stress reliever, is the machete to the pumpkin.
Yeah, using power tools to destroy something under the guise that you're actually creating something, it's actually pretty cathartic.
Rhett Elliott Johnson is suggesting letterpress with power tools class.
Letterpress with power tools would be really good, and just instead of having an actual letterpress itself, they actually have over at SVC, they do a steamroller to do that. But yeah, you could drive over it with cars, things like that. There's always ways to.
Or card making with power tools is another suggestion from Leslie Lee Photo.
Oh, card making with power tools? Oh, I like that idea. This is not working. There we go. So this one I'm actually going to do a surface carve on, and use my little surface carver here.
Really cool. Robin is wondering if you can PDF a pumpkin.
We can PDF a pumpkin template.
The template, but can't,
not the actual pumpkin.
Export the pumpkin to a PDF.
Well, some lucky person's going to end up with all these pumpkins, because we live in a place where we live, they don't allow pumpkins. It just sounded good. Come on, go with it. Really? You've been to my house. Yeah.
That green bird in the chat room is suggesting, what about a class on carving other things, like apples? We need some little fine tools for that.
Oh, yeah, we've got tools for everything. Another thing you can use is, you can also use printmaking tools. Printmaking tools to carve the surface of a pumpkin, because they've got some flat and they've got some V-shaped tools as well. Oh.
Leslie Lee Photo in the chat room is saying, what about a Twitter pumpkin giveaway?
Yeah, if we want to, whoever retweeted this class, should we go ahead and find out who retweeted this class? And if you're local, you can come down and I'll give you a pumpkin. Carved pumpkin. I'll even sign it for you. You can have a Jason Hoppe signature pumpkin. Your friends will have no idea what it is, but nonetheless, at least you'll think it's cool.
Jason, can you repeat from earlier? The preservation, you were saying maybe like a spray shellac or something? Or?
Yeah, you put some denatured alcohol on a couple times and it kind of dries it out, and then use some spray shellac if you want to, in a can, to go ahead and do that. And it helps. It doesn't completely. And that's for when you're doing surface carving like this. What's that?
On the inside or the outside?
This is for doing surface carving like this, where you actually can preserve the surface.
Okay.
Because once you open up the inside there, you might as well just go ahead and, dip it in creosote or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we were kids, we'd paint it with lead paint and then put an asbestos lid on it so it wouldn't burn and, that kind of thing. But those days are over.
that green bird is in Tacoma and says that he or she would drive to Seattle for a Jason Hoppe pumpkin.
Fantastic. Get in the car now. So does anybody want to try a surface carving? Because we have the little surface carving tools up here. It actually works really good. It's like making French fries with your pumpkin.
Our very own Celeste has noted in the chat room that she made a Pac-Man and Mr. Burns pumpkins this year. They were a real hit. What's that?
Yeah.
And Celeste said that was for Lawrence, not for everybody. Well, if you post it to the chat room, it's for everybody.
Yes, Celeste is our producer here, and she did a very nice Pac-Man pumpkin with a ghost, Pac-Man, and then little dots. And you can do little dots really well with this drill. You get a nice little hole saw, and you can do a whole bunch of little dots. Bet you didn't know that, did you, Celeste? Yep.
Really cool. Robin is suggesting, what about carving turkeys next month?
Oh my gosh, we could do turkey art.
How about a little ice sculpting? Now that would be cool.
Ice sculpting with chainsaws. Yeah, I'm not much of a carver. I can do some nice woodworking, but this surface carving thing is so cool. Works really well. Anybody want to try it? Nobody wants to try it? Okay. I'll just keep it all to myself then. I would want to try this on a potato because then you could make triangular French fries. No more of this four-sided French fry. How about a three-sided French fry?
Jason, Adam in the chat room is asking if the surface carving tools are available at the same places as the regular carving tools.
They are, yeah.
He doesn't think he's ever seen them.
Pumpkin Masters makes these, and this is just the pumpkin surface carver with glow-in-the-dark paint. So you can put a black light in front of it, and it'll glow. Mm-hmm.
And Lawrence in the chat room, who is one of our camera operators, Lawrence, is saying that he might have to get a watermelon to do some surface carving.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
And G-Blink would like to know, will the light show through well with the surface carved pattern, or is it just to be used without light inside?
No, it will. You can actually put light inside here and have it show through because it's thinner in those areas, and you can also scrape the inside of it so that it's thin, so that you get kind of that glow coming through. Either way, you can surface paint in those areas that you've taken out to get that kind of glow, or do it from the inside. You need a fairly bright light from the inside, but it would definitely work for you.
And in Twitter, there's some activity with folks are loving this. And Konak5 is saying this is awesome stuff, but they don't really do pumpkins in Scotland. Well,
yeah,
you can
I don't know why. I don't know why we do pumpkins.
The trend.
I don't know why we
Start
do
the
pumpkins
trend.
here and no place else. But I mean, it's a fantastic thing. I mean, what do we use pumpkins for otherwise?
Pumpkin pie.
So here's one that I just did with a surface carving on it. Looks kind of cool. Yeah. Like that. We've got the whole creativeLIVE family here. And then if we want to put a little bit of light in here, we can just use one of these. These These ones where you snap it and then they glow. Let's see how that looks, Adam. Can we actually see the green glow on it? I mean, if you put a glow stick in there at night, I think that would look really good. Where you can actually get the glow in there. I think at night that would work. I mean, you can see the glow stick, but this would be perfect for, just Halloween night. Nice little glow stick. We have too much light in here, so we can't see. And you can also, in today's world, where everybody's trading in their mop for those other things here, you can also have fun with your stuff too. Don't leave out your other decorations. There you go, Carol. How does that look? Can we use your hat, please? No. Carol won't let us use her hat to make it look like Carol. I mean, doesn't that look good? I think that looks great. You know what we need to do, too? We actually need to do this. We can actually make this look even better. There we go. There you go, Carol. What do you think?
Oh, I love the shoes.
Isn't that great? We'll just kind of drape the, kind of this little sexy drape over that thing. There you go. Have fun with your pumpkins. So we've got Road Rash. We've got the Screaming Pumpkin. We've got, actually, this is the Screaming Pumpkin. This would be our Texting Pumpkin. This is Carol. This is the Look at Me, and then we got Road Rash here. And folks, you can go online too. You want a glow-in-the-dark thing for your pumpkin? You can put it inside there and it'll glow.
Design Girl 1977 is saying that, a bow on top of that hair would be really nice.
Well, Carol has a really great hat that I think if Rico were really, really good, she could.
Hey, Wyatt, will you go give him my hat? Wyatt? Will you come get my hat and give it to Jason? Thank you. For a few minutes.
Thank you. There we go. Now, is that not fantastic? There we go.
And there's
We'll actually put it away. There. I think that looks really, really good, don't you, Carol?
Yes.
Can we use your glasses too?
Very hip. Very hip.
Yes.
I know.
We actually won
And-
pumpkin. My brother, sister, and I actually won pumpkin carving contest when we were in junior high school.
Carol, people in the chat room are saying, all right, give it up for Carol. So thank you.
I don't see
Thank
what I
you.
look like right now without the hat.
Rico's filming the whole thing.
Oh, Rico. That's not funny.
That's totally funny. It's
Here, you can
great.
give him my glasses.
But it's a Cyclops.
That's what makes it funny. Actually, that's modeled after Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yeah. We scare because we care.
Jason, Adam in the chat room would like to know if you're going to do a car design. A car
I
pumpkin.
did have this one that was going to do, but I decided that you can download these. It's actually pretty cool. This one was online, where you've got the. I've seen these done on pumpkins before, and I thought this would be really cool to try. We can always carve this on back of one of the pumpkins too. It's a great surface carve to have it glow. So there's surprisingly little chatter out here in the live studio audience, folks. What's going on? Yeah. Well, I see the saw going, and I see everybody else standing behind her smiling ridiculously. So either it's really good or it's really bad, but either way, it's really. Like road rash here?
Oh, a little worse.
Really?
But he's coming along. He looks
He's recovering.
What's his name? George.
Jason, Susan Benchen in the chat room is requesting that you do pumpkin carving next year with bacon incorporated into the faces.
Oh,
The
you know, we could
bacon.
do inlays. We could definitely do bacon inlays. So I sure hope people took out valuable time out of their day to see this.
We're talking about different types of pumpkin seeds in the chat room. So bacon salt.
Oh yeah, bacon salt with
Bacon-flavored
pumpkin seeds.
Pumpkin seeds.
And don't underutilize your power tools. If you can introduce power tools into everything, definitely do it.
Jason, Adam in the chat room just wanted to say thanks for the download of the simple templates.
Yes.
His 4-year-old daughter will have a blast with them.
It will scar her for life. Well, I was going to show you how to do the templates in Illustrator, but I thought that was going a bit far.
Laura Eliza in Twitter, or at FlushBulbPhoto, is totally going to use the glow stick idea. Awesome. And Jason, another question from Twitter.
Yep.
Creative365, what is the tool that you are using to trace the templates?
It's called a pounce wheel, and all it is this little wheel. It's got little teeth on it, and those little teeth just kind of poke right in there. They use it for sign making. They use it for sewing, wood carving, and all it does is just leave little indents in there, in the pumpkin anyway. But if you're trying to trace something, what you can do is you can, on a hard surface that you don't want to have dented, you can actually go over like a pattern, and then you actually have what's called a pounce bag. It's got like a little bit of charcoal or chalk in it, and then you go over the template, and then you kind of tap it on there, and it kind of lets the chalk go through the little holes, so it leaves just kind of an outline. So if you don't want to actually run the pounce wheel into something that's very valuable, you can do a template and then do it that way. This is too funny. So,
Oh,
what's that?
I was just going to say, Rhett Elliott is asking, can you make an iPad-lit pumpkin?
An iPad-lit pumpkin? Oh yeah. I mean, if you want to put a $600 or $800 iPad in the middle of your pumpkin, you know, I'm sure you could do anything. You can do an iPhone pumpkin too. Yep, anything like that.
And CD Walker in the chat room is wondering if there's a reason that you have the drill set on reverse.
No, it was on forward. Here's the thing. This is really cool. If you ever are trying to use the hole saw here, and hole saws can be very aggressive. That's why you've got the center drill in here. You can always put it on backwards to start the hole saw without the center drill, and you can do that. But with carving a pumpkin, it's actually pretty easy. But are you viewing it from the southern hemisphere? Why it's on reverse? No, it's actually on forward. If it was on reverse, we'd have much more problem than we're having now. So is anybody ready to like show off anything that they've done with their pumpkin? No?
Soon,
Okay.
Sensei, soon.
Soon? Okay. Maybe I should start carving donuts, because we've got all these donuts up here.
Act Mom, Jason is requesting if you could show the spider web one.
Oh, I don't have, actually, if somebody wants to grab the spider web
Yes.
template, do we have one of those? Yeah, just grab the spider web template. Oh, are you doing the spider web?
Yeah, you want to see it?
Oh, Jim's doing the spider web, so we can eventually. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I'm going to grab it by its nose. Okay, fantastic. And here we have Pepper's pumpkin, right there. And it's even got fantastic hair on it. It's the Freddy Krueger hair, and
That is fantastic. Yay, Pepper.
yay! Very good. So we're going to put this right up here with the family, right there.
Susan Benton says, yay, Pepper, that looks awesome.
Maybe I'll leave the slime around the mouth.
You know, I noticed there's no people that carve pumpkins with their tongues, because everybody else kind of keeps their tongue in their mouth when they're carving. I don't. I always have to use it for balance.
Look how thick this pumpkin is.
Oh my gosh.
It's like it's taking me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and is this yours? Okay. This is Melody's pumpkin right here. And did you use power tools on this? It was all hand done. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so you got some nice little flames going up here. The great little triangle thing is wonderful for doing this kind of flame kind of thing. Some hieroglyphics on the back there as well. And we'll move the...
Melody folks on the internet are saying, great job, nice pumpkin.
There we go. Put that over there.
Craig, folks are commenting on your family's lovely tie-dyes, and Broccocat says, a family that tie-dyes together is happy together. That's for sure.
And do we have something? We have something. Yeah, bring them on up. Well, let's show them off to the world here. Yeah, we have to have the entire family. Right here, and we have George. Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
And
what's your
name?
Okay,
Michelle in our live
and this is
audience.
George right here.
Showing us George.
And a little bird template right there. Yeah. You know, that actually does look very much like Carol. Maybe we should change our name. Okay, so we have George from... Yours is ready too? Okay. Power tools, anybody? Anybody?
Craig, G Blink would like to know if there's
Terry?
a tie-dye
Okay.
course
Do you have a name for this
in your
one, Terry?
future.
Oh, very nice. Oh, no, this is good. I like the asymmetry that's going on there. And you totally disregarded your pattern too. That's what I love. Very good. You got some surface carving going on there. Did you? You never got the top off, did you? Yeah. I see you were working on the top for quite some time. Okay, fantastic. What you got there, Wyatt? Whose is this? This one's yours? What do you want to call him? Free range pumpkin? Strange pumpkin? Okay. There we go. 2 teeth. There we go. That works. Okay, and this nice little glowing thing. That's why it's strange, because it has some uranium in the middle of it. Right there. Okay. Very good. We're running out of table space here, so we'll have to park them double deep here. And we should have had a double-decker bus.
Always wanted to do that.
Yeah. Right. What? Oh,
Hey,
you want?
Wyatt.
Yeah, here.
Somebody on the internet, Rhett Elliott, says that yours is the best yet. People want to give you a hug.
Actually, you know, we can probably put one of these on top right here. Yeah. Yeah, we just won't move them. There we go. Now, that's a nice family. That's a great family portrait. Jim,
All right,
fantastic.
here comes
Look at this.
Jim with the spider
Oh, this is great.
web.
Yes, Jim, very nice. Yes. Yes, indeed. Where's the spider?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, come back and do it over, would you, Jim? So we got the spider there, the spider web. That's a good one. Yes, just don't touch it.
Nice.
Uh-huh. There we go, folks. And you know, actually, Jim, those go together really well.
Yeah.
I don't think we could have something better. I still like Carol's the best. I mean, this is, you know.
Oh, wait till you see this one.
Wait till we see Carol's Carol. Mm-hmm. Yes. Carol has been here for 2 days carving this pumpkin. She wanted to make sure that it was done just right. She brought all of her friends, all 3 of them.
And we actually
For those of you that don't know Carol, what do you do, Carol?
I'm the gallery manager at Art Wolf.
Yes, well, we know where you are.
Well,
She's the gallery manager at Art Wolf, which is where we used to have our studio, and that's how we got to know Carol. And that's why we broke the lease early and decided to. No, if you want to come down to see Carol, you can go down Art Wolf Studio on First Avenue South there, and she'll have her pumpkin too.
but I'll be without my hat.
Yeah.
Shoeless Linda B is suggesting that you need to stack that poor rejected pumpkin in the back.
What poor rejected pumpkin?
This one right here.
Well, we got to find some place to put it on. And,
Other folks are worried that the table's
well,
going to break.
Well, yeah, and because when I lifted this one up, the whole thing started to shift, so it's kind of like, you know what, this is very important, and it's just the balance, so,
Maybe the donuts?
yeah. No, we'll show them all, because we'll have to have a family portrait. Mm-hmm. We'll have to, yeah. Okay. So as people started posting their pumpkins on Twitter?
We have had a few come through. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep them coming.
Yes. At about 5 o'clock this morning, I posted on Facebook what we were doing, and then my friend Luann decided to go ahead and post it every place else, so. Pumpkin carving with power tools.
Yes, and Kenny McLean, who was the one watching from Scotland, who says their pumpkins are too hard to actually like start carving,
Yes.
suggesting that you don't put any more pumpkins on the right side because it's bending. It's gonna
Yeah,
break.
it is, but you know, this is really thick plywood. This is what they make road signs out of, this plywood, so. Can you show us Carol's pumpkin, Rico? I want to see what it looks like. I've seen nothing. Oh, as its teeth fall out of its head.
Insert teeth,
Is she's trying to put the teeth back in?
pumpkin seed teeth.
Yeah.
And Kenny in Scotland continues on that in Scotland as a child they used to use neeps,
Neeps?
which is turnips to non-Scots. Neeps.
Yeah.
I can't do a Scottish accent.
Neither can I. My friend Ingrid's from Scotland. And I can't even talk like she can, so. Yeah, I wonder how many countries don't use pumpkins for Halloween, or do even have Halloween. Why do we have Halloween? I think the only reason why we have Halloween is because we have pumpkins. I'd like somebody to find this fossil like 3 billion years from now. Just to have this fossilized pumpkin. Oh, very nice, Jim. You do not disappoint. Very good. Yep. There we go. Well, Patricia, you started it, so it's there was one person and one person only that had control over how it was going to turn out, and
So Jim, people are loving the spider web and the spider
Yep.
on top.
I think that's yep.
But Bronco Cat would like you to carve the spider behind the pumpkin on the other side. Back, and then you could see it through.
Yep.
Yep.
Actually, what I really would have liked, Jim, I'd like, could you have beveled all those edges on that web? Put it, yeah, because a nice little bevel on that whole thing, and then emboss as well, Yeah, absolutely. I think that would have been really nice. Yeah. 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 hmm I'd like that. That Harry Potter effect on there. Yeah. That would work. I've got like dried pumpkin all over the place now. It isn't as bad as we thought it would be. We haven't seen it yet. Actually, that's pretty good. That's really good. It looks like it has, foot and mouth disease, but
Yeah, it
yeah.
does.
No, but I like what you did with cutting the template apart. Being the rebel that you are.
Yes. You noticed that.
A couple of folks, Bronco Cat, really cool, are suggesting some drop shadows.
Oh, yes, because, yes, if you love it, one designer told me if you love it, add a drop shadow to it.
Or a pumpkin filter.
Pumpkin filter? Yeah, that would work. Run the pumpkin filter on these. Well, if we were doing Photoshop and how to do pumpkin carving in Photoshop, Shrek. We have Shrek, don't we?
No, this is Jason After Dark.
Really?
You're not supposed to be looking. Oh, it does.
I'm like kind of doing the class here, so it's kind of hard not to look. Jason After Dark.
Carol is making Jason After Dark. Oh, now I'm really excited to see this one.
It's one hot pumpkin, I can tell you that.
Melody, David wanted me to let you know that Pepper's teacher apparently is watching. I would like Pepper's pumpkin to come to class if possible.
That it can.
Bronco Cat is suggesting that you run a pumpkin carving script.
Well, there is a very easy way. We can actually create just a layer effect in Photoshop to give that pumpkin carving effect. It's actually pretty easy. Yeah, it is. It really is. You just take a pumpkin and you put it on there and you map it to the surface, and it's a whole lot less messy.
Not as much fun.
And no seeds.
Yeah, and no seeds either. Yeah.
And CD Walker is, what about trying the new puppet warp?
New puppet warp. Oh my gosh, puppet warp with pumpkins. Yeah, that would work. So Carol, can we see?
New refined mask?
You can put it right in front of the camera there. Right there. Hold it. Right behind you, Wyatt, is the camera. Turn around and hold it right up there. There we go. And hold it up to the camera. Walk a little bit towards your mom. There you go. And turn it a little bit. Very nice. Very, very nice. Mm-hmm. I like the teeth on it, Carol. Here, let me pick it up.
Wow, that's getting close. Yeah.
So there we have that. I like that one, Carol.
Thank you.
I didn't think you had it in you.
Me neither.
Well, whatever it was, it certainly got out. So we've just got 2 more holdouts here. The last one we have not seen at all. We've seen Patricia's. Yeah.
Carol Broccocat online says that it looks like Shrek with teeth, or with ears.
Yeah, I was trying to do Jason ears, but
Or Shrek with teeth.
I know where you parked, and I know what you drive.
can't get this.
And that green bird wants to know, are those toothpicks that you used in there?
No, I found
Forks.
forks and spoons in the kitchen.
Forks
Hope they
and
didn't eat 'em.
spoons.
Yeah.
Forks and spoons, Carol said.
Our finest china. I actually like the forks. The fork tines are very nice.
I think this is the best I can get done here.
Okay, let's show it off here. Here you go, Carol. Would you like your hat back?
Yes, please. I'm not gonna get. I can't get it. I'll have my friend grab it when she gives you her pumpkin.
What am I getting?
My hat back.
Yeah. Let's set it right on top of Carol here. Wonderful. Okay, there we go. Oh, so we got the nice little, let's see, let me turn it correctly here. There we go. Is that like a little,
I couldn't get everything
a little
to go all the
piggy?
way through.
Yeah. Kind of have to hold that on there, see? Oh, and you forgot Carol's hat.
Here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Jason, China Shop Bull
Yes.
on Twitter is joining us from Bristol, UK.
Yes.
And is enjoying the fun in the studio here in the UK. We're having a carving competition at our party tomorrow, so very much appreciates the tips. He's
Oh
gonna
my gosh,
incorporate
yes.
some of
You
these.
come in and just blow them out of the water.
Totally.
Yeah.
Winning prizes.
Yep.
For sure. With
Oh
these
yeah,
tips.
no doubt. No doubt. Yeah. You know, it's interesting because looking at the pumpkins all lined up here, the one that I did the surface carving on right here, down below, actually stands out a lot more than all the other ones that we've actually carved right through. Looks really good, if I do say so myself. Okay, Patricia. Put your pencil down, the test is over. You'll have to hold it up in front of the camera because I can't. Well, okay, I've got to take this one down or else Carol's going to fall over. Okay. Okay, here we go. And Patricia took one of the templates here and she decided that she was going to make it her own and she kind of separated it all apart. And then, so we did, let me hold this up here. Gosh, this is a heavy pumpkin. Good grief. So this is the one that she did. And then it had the tattoo on the back as well. Uh-huh. Yep. So, yep. Yeah, nothing's going to stand on Carol very well. So, there we have it, folks.
Cat
We got the entire family of pumpkin carving.
Brocco Cat says, "Yay, Patricia!"
Round of applause for everybody.
It's a nice
Thank you very much.
tap.
Yay! Well, thank you everybody for tuning in on this inauguration day on Studio 1P and joining us for more fun and frivolity here. I guess the audio and video feed were working, so this was the perfect test.
Absolutely. It looks like it would work. Good job, Jason.
Absolutely.
You
I
can't
can't
shake
your
my hand, can you? You're
Yes,
holding up
or
that
else
big,
we
heavy
will
pumpkin.
lose the pumpkins.
All right.
Yay! Thanks, everybody. Go out, use power tools safely, but use them. That's what they're there for.